Today is April 6th, 2024. Okay, a lot. Yesterday in Hartville, I heard some lady talking off in the distance. They said that guy on the phone was laughing at her because he knew they were scamming her. Okay, and that they could never use it against her. So he was mocking her. How she didn't know. And they said he didn't help her because somebody said she was faking she was sick before. And that none of this is funny. And nobody's to say a word to her. It's a documented medication error and documented medical malpractice. And they did know that some other woman was even using my insurance because I reported insurance fraud for years and years. And they knew it was medical malpractice. Come on now. Even Strange knew it. Medication was making me sick. Dave told him. I remember sitting in the sanctuary where he was telling him. He was hot. He was mad. He only made up that shitty lie because he thought I caught Tim and Katie together. It was my sister. My sister was married to Tim. Well, she still is. She won't confront him because she'll lose everything. That or he'll kill her. One of the two. That's why investigators tell people Karen's a victim of an occult that drugged her and tried to kill her before. A victim. They tell people we all know this woman's innocent. My whole family defended me. 18 when I was with Dave. I told you. A couple days after Thanksgiving, Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids, you would never hurt anyone, you're good to everyone, no matter who it is, you never hurt anyone. John defended me on Thanksgiving of 18 when I asked him what's going on with his kids. Because they were saying stuff in the basement. He's like, I don't know, Mom. He said, I told Melissa, his ex-wife, that goes to that church, that was friends with Michelle. Okay. He told Melissa, his ex-wife, that we were going to go through a divorce. I was going to be moving out. She'd have the kids make up something, but nobody could ever say anything bad about you. But she'll probably even have the church people make up something too. But nobody could ever say anything bad about you, Mom. Don't worry about it. Okay? Josh defended me when I went to him. It's like, I've never hurt you. I've never done anything wrong. I never said you did. I went to Danny. Danny's like, where'd they get that from? Jen's like, anybody said you did anything wrong, they would be a Pinocchio and their pants would burst into flames, Karen, as if. That was November 13th, 22, when I confronted him. Okay? Dixie defended me. The rest of my kids, grandkids, the best grandma ever and the sweetest grandma ever. I spoiled them rotten. Dave used to say, they have you wrapped around their little fingers. They look at you with those big eyes and say, please, Grandma. And you give in. You're only little once. When I was little, I didn't have a lot. And now that we had money, you're only a child once. Those little trinkets and toys mean so much to them. It's perks of being, my dad used to say, how do I put it? Your reward for not killing your own children is your grandchildren. It's like, thanks, Dad. But they're a big piece of your heart. I loved being a wife. I love Dave Hall with all my heart. Mine and someone with every breath I took. I was mad to be in love with him. And I learned not to make him angry. And you should never live like that. That's not love, that's control. Wouldn't fight for a year and a half. First time he had a bad day, he beat the hell out of me. And then be sorry for a year and a half. You know, I had people around me say the police even said her ex-husband abused her horribly. They should put him in jail. Had another guy yesterday. They didn't think it's funny what happened to that other girl. and she had to move out of this area. During the case, some guy said he was trying to prove the corruption in the law and make it public. That's where they're framing you. When you realize what the cartel is actually doing, where they said they were using me as a pawn, that it was a bet between two gentlemen. This whole thing, winner takes all. The first one bet he could be so cruel to her that he could make her push her to suicide. Okay. The second one said he could make her give up everything in life and have other people participate in it. That's the state crime. Okay. Alright. The two guys that look like Joshy were telling people that this whole thing's just a big bet between those two drug lords. Okay. And what their bets were. Then later on they said that Strange ordered that no man was ever to want me again. And then the orders came down that she used to work for everything and have nothing when she gets done. They had to make sure of it no matter what. Okay? And the winner takes all, and they're drug lords. Okay? Then that's where the men show up by January 19. McDonald's on 62. Big, huge sumo wrestlers, long black curly hair. For we all work for the king for Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. The police taped them saying Dave hired us. Okay? He sent us here to help. We're the ones doing this. He's a drug lord. They talked about it in Louisville. That's the one that King takes care of. She doesn't even have nice enough clothes to meet a king. Why would he care about her? Hardy's a drug lord. The king from Texas. Google who it is. He's a fentanyl king. U.S. military, Iraqi translator. Went into the dark web malware, hacking of the case and selling it. Get it? Fentanyl king. The other guy in where they talked about another king said it was a Russian. And I told you how to get a hold of him. And they were fighting over this area. Okay. I have a question. Before the 10th of my life, and this may just be random, Dave and I pulled out from Lennox, and some lady was just sitting there, and some guy hit her. Okay? She was like in the middle turn lane. He pulled up and hit her hard, and then spun off. Dave's like, I don't think so. And he took off after him. Well, I called 911 and we're giving him directions where he's going. Dave's like flooring it down roads and everything and telling him where to go. And the guy pulled over in a gas station. And we told the police where he was. And we drove by the gas station. Cop had a gun pulled on him. He had blood all over his shirt where he hit the steering wheel or something because he was all bloody. He handed a package to another car before he took off. That doesn't have anything to do with this because it was right before it started. It's probably just coincidence, right? But Maslin tried to get us to go down there and testify what we've seen, but they already had the 911 call they could just use. Dave's like, I'm not getting messed up in that. See what I mean? How different he was. See where Kaylee had said, well, you know about Savannah. After I was following him around. I said, I know of her. What do you mean you don't know her? know about her. I said, she says, with her mom, I never had trouble with her mom and dad. Why? She looks at me like, I said, she's a little 18-year-old kid. What are you talking about? She said, you know, her ex-boyfriend was big in drugs. I said, what does that have to do with anything? Probably everything. It's probably how Dave got in the drug cartel. Yeah. I remember Beamer screaming at her. We were in the sanctuary. Are you going out with him? I looked at Dave. I said, what's going on? He said, I don't know what he's talking about. She said, no, we're only friends. We talk. I'm gonna have to go to work. But yeah, last night somebody was outside the apartment. I could hear him laying there. They have her saying, what? Now, we all know they drug me and told me to say it. Drug cartel, you can stop. Like they said out in Alliance, we're tired of the drug cartel scamming people. We're tired of it. And I'm tired of people not arresting that agent. See, that's where Sheriff David and Mike DeWine's cousin want to know if our local police were slow. He wanted to know if they were slow. Rufy's just sleepwalking under somebody else's control, and you can Photoshop words to scenes, make new sentences, take words out of sentences, put it from other sentences, and make a whole new sentence tape over it. You can Photoshop somebody's head on somebody else's body. You can Photoshop scenes into other rooms. They already know everything that can be Photoshopped. And they're stalking tapes. Nobody had to write your home. And these people have already admitted they Photoshopped everything and they drugged everything. I had a guy off in the distance a couple nights ago. They have me saying, what? I never talked to these people. Is that what they did to her? He said, how do you think she feels? I thought it was the well water. And I know it sounds stupid, but if you move from city water to well water, and the well water is so dirty it's brown, and it burns your skin if you have a cut, you're just washing your hands after you use the toilet in a fast shower, you have to bring in bottled water to drink and cook with, and all of a sudden you start throwing up and you're dizzy, and you're thinking the well water is making you sick because it's toxic. Just getting in your bloodstream by washing your hands. You're throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out. And then you get a severe infection. You're thinking personal infection so bad you can't hardly pee. You think it's the well water just washing it because it's dirty. Then you get bruises you can't explain and muscle pains. And then I thought, well, is it giving me cancer? And I keep going to the doctor and I'm losing tons of weight. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with it. And here sexual predators are drugging me up and telling me to say stuff. Photoshopping scenes and stalking tapes. And beating, raping me. And when I told all my family physician what was going on, they're like, is that what was causing all that? Your ex-husband's a vile, sick animal. And when you look at these people for the vile, sick animals they are, you realize how not funny any of this is. None of this is. I'm going to upload this. That agent, December 14th, 2023, walked out of McDonald's on North Main, December 14th, 23, screamed, Karen's Will's here today. I came down to make sure she got no money out of this. I told Dave I set her up. And I took her money. I had vehicles all around me and they slammed on brakes. Later that night out in Hartville, I could hear him off in the distance. We told that guy we know she doesn't know who he is. And we taped him admitting he was in it with Dave. And he stole her money and none of this is funny. By that Sunday out in Alliance, they were some ladies off in the distance. Officer Mark told everybody to stay out of this. He taped the agent over her case, admitting he was in it with Dave and stole her money. They've now even verified it was John up at the FBI agent John up at that church telling on me where I told him on a recorded line. Someone told on me it was him. He already admitted on a recorded line he talked to everyone. And he doesn't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. And it's not in the court order. He's lying to everybody. I talked to a prosecutor. The agent doesn't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. It takes a judge during a trial. He can't. Nobody else can put a gag order on you. He's only a higher police officer. Criminal attorney said it, and the police. It's freedom of speech. It takes a judge. And no judge would sign his own arrest warrant by taking somebody's freedom of speech away outside a jury trial. Get it? He's been bullshitting people. The only thing they can put in there is your money or immunity, living, housing expenses, and a medical card. He's been stealing. And like Sheriff David said, if he took your money, if they go back through his cases, he's told before, he's too arrogant. I'm going to upload this.